Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me on this first ever Friday check-in. So basically, what we're gonna be doing on Fridays is kind of like ranting and raving and getting everything off your chest and preparing for the weekend. Because you don't want to. It's not healthy to have all that stuff pent up in you, because if you don't let it out at some point, you're gonna end up snapping on somebody. So what we doing every week is we doing Friday check-ins. We can talk about anything you want to talk about. So soon I'll be putting this on Instagram Live, but right now I'm just doing it on YouTube. But I want to piggyback off of something that pissed me off that I've been seeing probably for the last month or two. But I'm going to piggyback off of what we talked about on Wednesday as far as the Business Wednesday, about why group economics in the black community is so important. People don't understand that, but the reason why I'm so passionate about that, because I've seen how that impacts our community, and I've seen how it can impact it in a positive way or a negative way if we're not doing it right. And I've seen how in the past it changed. Our community was totally different when we practiced it. So basically, I'm going to talk about what I'm pissed off about. And what I'm pissed off about is our civil rights leaders. They think that we're stupid. It makes no sense. What I keep seeing Al Sharpton doing is he keeps getting on the TV and getting on his social media talking about basically DEI. So those of you that are not familiar with DEI, that's diversity, equity, and inclusion. But the way that they push it, they make it seem like it's affecting black people. DEI is not necessarily for black people. It's DEI is basically hijacking the black struggle and the things that we go through, and they're using that to prop up white women as affirmative action did in the past. But DEI, what it's doing too, is basically it's propping up gay people and the white women, but they're using it saying it's affecting black people. Only 4% of black people benefit from DEI. So I don't know why they keep trying to make it a black issue. And you know me, I'm all for everybody getting their rights and getting their just due, but stop trying to hustle us. Stop trying to play us like we're stupid. Stop using our struggle to advance other causes. And that's what America has been doing a lot since probably the 60s. And I'll say, I'm not even going to really say the 60s, because the 60s we had a lot of stuff that we did and we focused primarily on our stuff, but they used different movements in the 60s and it carried on into the 70s and so on to modern times, that they have convinced a substantial amount of black people that these issues affect us. And see, I'm not going to go along to get along with this shit. I don't like it. So if you listen to diversity, equity, and inclusion, you would think it affects us, because they were promoting it, and they were promoting it specifically during like the George Floyd killing and that movement from 2020 during the pandemic. But you started seeing a lot of corporations embracing the diversity, equity, and inclusion. So their hiring practices, they want everybody to know that we support social justice issues, like the NFL did it. But what these civil rights organizations don't want to tell you, and that these so-called black bourgeois tees, they don't want to tell you, is that a lot of these issues that they is talking about that companies drop from DEI, if you look at the NFL, their hiring practices has increased for minorities over the last 5 years. Even though they dropped it, they're still practicing what they're preaching. But Al Sharpton is backing these people into a corner. So you got to understand, Al Sharpton got a lot of power still. So by him going out calling these people racist, that's really going to do a lot to their business model. It's going to hurt it in a way. But here's the thing. You hurting their business model is not going to help the black community, because we're still in the same circumstance that we were from 5 years ago. So I don't understand why our civil rights leaders and black bourgeoisies, they want to keep making issues that don't really affect us, make it like it's our issue. Instead of telling people to boycott Target and go to another white-owned business, why not raise money to invest and create black-owned Targets, black-owned Walmarts, black-owned Sam's Clubs? But people, they don't want to talk about that, because you want to know why? Our people have been so conditioned on being reliant on the government and on the white man that it's basically like they got control over us. It's basically like we can't think for ourselves now. It's basically like we think we can't do it. And that's why you heard me on Wednesday, those of you that listen, so passionate about practicing group economics. Because if we practice group economics, you don't have to rely on what's going on with the government. Perfect example, I saw Dr. Boyce Watkins, he pointed this out on his IG page. He said, well, Harvard, Donald Trump is threatening to pull away funding from Harvard, and Harvard is fighting back. But you know why? Because Harvard is independently wealthy. See? Self-sufficient. They don't need that money the government gives them, but they use that money to, is basically like term you hear me say is OPP. Why use my own money when I can use your money to make myself richer and wealthy? Okay, that's smart. But the thing with that is the black community, we need to start doing that. And if I told you right now that you about to hit the $1 billion jackpot and for $1 billion or 500 million, I guarantee you most of you on here will be running to the store to go get a lottery ticket. But here's the problem. Why is it when I tell you, or when somebody else says support black businesses and to become self-sufficient and work together and practice group economics, it's a problem? You get pissed off. You get pissed off and say, why are we going to do that? We need the government. How are we going to do that? There ain't no black businesses. How are we going to do that? That's not going to help anything. Yeah, but every time a social justice movement or something happens, then you want to talk this pro-black shit and say, oh, we need to support our black businesses now. You know what? It would be easy to do that if we had the infrastructure to do that. What I'm telling everybody to do is just build the infrastructure. Like I said on Wednesday, the black community, we generate $2 trillion a year. So if I'm telling you, you have a lottery ticket for 640 something million, you'll go to go get the ticket. But if I'm telling you, you got a $2 trillion guarantee to go lift yourself out of poverty, work together, and to change your condition and to become self-sufficient, you don't want to do that. But that's the odds of you becoming rich off a lottery ticket is 1 in a billion. But look at the odds of you lifting yourself out of poverty if we work together and practice group economics. Come on now. Why? 50 years ago, 60 years ago, 100 years ago, black people, we had our own communities, we had our own businesses, we had everything until we integrated. And see, this is where the problem is going. We have to get back in that mindset of doing for self and building for self. We did it before, our ancestors, we can do it again, do it bigger and better. So I'm tired of hearing these civil rights leaders saying, oh, we got to go to the government, we got to go to the White House and ask for, oh, Daddy Trump, Daddy Biden, Daddy whoever, for some money. We got to ask Daddy to help us out of our situation. Why not build and become self-sufficient so you can go to the White House and demand stuff and tell them what you want, instead of over here begging and saying, please, massa, please help. If you go tell the police to stop shooting us, or you start giving us money to help us with our condition, that's all we want. We won't bother you no more. We won't make no more noise. We won't boycott no more. You won't have to boycott if you gain your power back. Your power is in your pocket. Your power is your strength in numbers. Your power is your brain. Your power is not your fist. You ain't got to always fight. Yes, we need to fight. We need to be maintain self-defense. If somebody tries to attack us, yes, we need to be militant. But we need to use our brains, and we need to use our talents to get us out of this, and use our numbers, and use our community, and use each other, use our resources, use our God-given abilities to do it. And I'm not saying to do it one by one. I'm saying everybody has something different that they do. Everybody has something that they offer. If we stick together and get together and learn from each other and use each other in the ways we need to, we'll be out of this mess. People keep complaining about what Trump is doing. I don't care what Trump is doing. If we get out here and we start doing what we're supposed to do, what Trump is doing won't affect us at all, because we'll be able to get ourselves out of this. That's just me ranting and raving. So don't mind me, y'all. Don't mind me. I guess I'm just talking to myself. But for those of you that know why I'm ranting and raving, keep going, keep growing, keep doing your thing. And I'll see you on Monday for Motivational Monday. Have a safe Easter weekend. And have fun. I'll see you on Monday. Bye.